early impressions on LSU? Obviously, their coaching situations was what stands out.
Yeah, that's a unique variable. Don't know what that means or doesn't mean. What I do know is they're a very good defensive team. They turn people over at a really high rate with their pressure. Their defense, according to the metrics, is top 5 in the country. And so, from that standpoint, ours right now, I think today is 10. So you're dealing with two teams that try to have a similar style in terms of turning people over and generating points off those turnovers.
I asked you after the game on Thursday if you were hoping for a style mismatch. That's based on the numbers. It doesn't necessarily look like that happened. And what are your feelings on that?
Yeah, I don't know enough about their team to know if it's the switchability or what makes their defense, particularly good. Maybe it's switchability. Maybe it's rim protection. I haven't done enough homework to know that. I would say this, today we're 13-0 against teams that aren't in the Big 12. So our guys should have a tremendous level of confidence. This is a new season, and we're playing not far from here. We should have some great fan support and a lot of guys with a local connection, so great opportunity in front of us.
When the year began, every time the NCAA tournament question came your way, you offered a variation of, we don't know when it's going to get there, but we're going to have habits, and eventually it'll come. I guess now that it's officially here, what are the emotions that it's gotten here this quickly?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, credit to our guys, right? Really proud of them, how they've worked. Those guys who are just here on stage, embraced our work habits. Certainly, I don't think anybody would have expected us to be in the tournament this year. So that was great, to have the undefeated, non-conference, the win we had, big win we had over our rival. The margin was great. And then, for our guys, when our back was against the wall, and we were pretty candid about we need to win 4 more games, and it probably was 4 more games. 3 more probably wouldn't have been enough based on where we were seated. So, really proud of our guys to do that as well, because as the season wears on and you play in the best league in the country and you get knocked down and you get back up and you get knocked down and you get back up, it's a different mental effect you have to go through in the Big 12. Not to say other leagues aren't good, but we had to rebound ourselves late. Guys got the 4 wins when we needed, and now it's time to have a lot of confidence to go play someone outside the Big 12.
George called this a new season, frankly. I mean, what's just the message to the guys? Obviously, I know you said Thursday you're not concerned as to where they're at, but what is the message as they head into this kind of new season?
Yeah, when we practiced today, we talked a lot about that. We talked about why we were successful, specifically outside of league play, and how we need to be more of that physical, defensive, pressure the ball, mentality sort of team. Our guys, we still played hard and we still tried to do that, and at times weren't as successful in league play. So this is a new season. It is a chance to reinvent ourselves in a good way. The guys have had a couple days away. We got back to practice today, and this is the time of the year where everybody's 0-0. There's a reason why it's so exciting, and we all love being part of it, and we're fortunate to be playing in it. So we know there's going to be a lot of upsets, and we need to do everything we can between now and Friday to put ourselves in position to be one of them.
TJ, Isaiah said that early on there were some, quote, outsiders who came in and watched practice, and he said they pretty much said, you guys are going to stink. You're going to play hard. And that resonated with him a little bit. What have these guys shown? And certainly they have played hard and proving a lot of people. Forget whether you won 2 games last year, but a lot of people who were like, these guys aren't going to be able to do much.
Yeah, we had a lot of speakers, high-level coaches, don't want to mention any names, that came in and gave that message to our guys, like, hey, that's nice, you guys try hard, but you're not all that talented, or you're not going to be very good, or hey, we know it's going to be a tough year, but just keep fighting. And so look, for our guys to believe the way they did, work the way they did, we don't set goals at the start of the year to say, hey, this is what the goal is. But I think anybody that says you don't want to be playing in the NCAA tournament would be lying to you. And anybody that says it's not disappointing when you're not would also be lying to you, regardless of what the standards, expectations are coming in. So proud of our guys for not believing anything other than what we can do. And just like everybody, now we have an opportunity to go 1-0 on Friday and put ourselves in position, and that's what we need to focus on.
Just real quick, what does it mean to you to be back in Milwaukee other than being able to establish your city cred over your assistant?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, obviously, I'm probably about as Milwaukee as they come. My parents met at a place called the Brat Stop. I went to high school on the south side of the city, grew up playing on a lot of playground basketball, and so Milwaukee's a special place for me. I haven't been back. Shoot, I'm trying to think of when we got the draw. It's been, because of COVID, it might be 4 years since I've been home. So it's been a little bit. So it'll be great to get back. I'm going to turn my phone off because I'm not going to deal with ticket requests. I want to get ready to play the game.
The three team leaders you had in here previously, just a few minutes ago, they've all played in the NCAA tournament. What are you expecting from them to instill upon your other guys, including especially Tyrese maybe, who's not experienced the pinnacle of college basketball?
Yeah, we have 10 eligible scholarship players, and we have a total of I think it's 80. What would that be? 84 minutes played in the NCAA tournament. Kelsher's played 66, Brockington 14, and Condit 4. So when you look at experience, even the 4 that Condit played or the 14 Brockington played in 2018, that's a long time ago. Yet at the same time, we need those guys, and what we did today at practice is we had them explain what an awesome opportunity is. It was neat to have Isaiah in front of our group who's waited 4 years to be back and to talk about the 14 minutes he played in over 2 games and how much he could remember plays from that. Hopefully our guys all took something from that, how impactful those minutes were, because guys a lot of times think, well, I only played such and such. Well, here's a guy who's first team All Big 12, and he averaged 7 minutes a game in 2 games, and he was going through and recounting one play after another. For Kelsher, played great, won a game. Yeah, had a big game. So, those guys need to utilize that experience, impart it on the young guys, and then the guys that haven't done it. And at the same time, it's how you show up every day. I know it's like a broken record, this habits thing we always talk about, but got an opportunity today. We have an opportunity to get back tomorrow. And so hopefully those guys lead by example in film, in preparation, and knowing matchups, and scouting reports, and practice habits, because that's what's going to matter come Friday.
To that point, I mean, this is such a compressed timetable, but to get a Friday-Sunday pod, does that, obviously LSU has the same thing, but what dynamic does that pose then, I guess, getting that extra day?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's another day for preparation, obviously on the front end. I think for our guys, as we try to really re-embrace the team that we were starting the season and starting league play, gives us more opportunity to have competition and practice for guys to compete, to earn those minutes, we told them that they have practice. Obviously, there's been guys that have started. There's been guys that have played more at one time or more now. And we said, we're coming every day to watch practice. And I'm going off of who has the greatest sense of urgency and pride for our team to win right now. So what happened last game doesn't matter as much as, this is a new season, and how does each individual approach it, and then how do we develop that identity collectively?